All right, we are now streaming to YouTube. Let me go ahead and go back. Okay, so let me go back over here. So once again, thank you families for joining us this evening. Our presentation is going to be on Natomas Charter School Elementary School options. My name is Amy Kaler, and I'm the coordinator or principal for Star Academy, which is our TK through fifth grade academy that is site-based. And then with me tonight, I have the coordinator for PAC. Do you want to introduce
Sure,
yourself?
yeah. My name is Alicia Carter, and I am the Academy Coordinator for PACT Academy, which is our K-8 homeschool support program.
Alicia, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to presentation mode. If
Sounds good.
you'll
I got the doorbell.
anybody, thank you. So we're going to do just a little mini presentation for you, and then we'll go ahead and answer any questions you may have. Once again, if you have questions for us, just put them in the chat, and we will answer those once we finish the presentation part. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, and we're looking at myself. Okay, let me minimize this. Go into presentation mode. All right, so once again, thank you for joining us this evening. We are focusing on the elementary school choices for Natomas Charter School. And my name is Amy Kaler, and I am the Star Academy principal. And then Alicia Carter is also here this evening with us, and I'm going to turn it over to her.
All right, so just a brief background for those of you who are new to Natomas Charter School. So Natomas Charter School is actually a series of 5 different academies. Amy and I are here tonight representing the 2 that cover elementary school. We have a traditional site-based elementary school and then a homeschooling elementary school. But we also have 3 other programs. We have 2 high school and 2 middle school programs, and there's some overlap in there that actually makes 2 + 2 3. So we have lots of different options. And some of the things that all of Natomas Charter Schools programs have in common are on the slide right now, our mission and vision. And so as a charter school in California, we exist to do things a little bit differently than a traditional school might do them. Some of the things that are important at Natomas Charter School campuses are that we like to really work on developing the unique interests of students. We want to make sure that they have the opportunity to know what gives them joy and to develop that and develop who they are as people and where they fit into the world and their communities and their families. Along with that is uncovering talents to explore various areas of interest. We really, really like for our students to be engaged in educational experiences that help them really develop themselves as humans and to experience satisfaction, to accomplish things, to celebrate what they accomplish. All of our Natomas Charter School programs are focused on individual responsibility for students. So obviously when we start out and they're very little, we help them more in that, but helping them to gain and learn independence and to become an advocate for themselves and part of their own education. And then also just the importance of lifelong learning, that education is just a part of everyday life for all of us, whether we're in school or not, that we're all learning, and that that education is to prepare us for success in that everyday life. And then we love to always talk about the indeterminate future, which is those of us when we were in elementary school, we didn't necessarily envision what the world would look like today when we were adults and we had our own children. So recognizing the fact that our children, we're preparing them with no idea of what they're actually going to experience as adults. And so helping them to be thinkers and problem solvers, and that those skills are the most important things so that they can face whatever crazy things come their way as adults. All right, Amy. So we're going to show you kind of a crazy flow chart to give you a picture. We have 2 elementary school options. Star Academy is a TK through 5th grade program, and that's the one that Amy is in charge of. And our students there are a site-based traditional school. In a normal year, when we're not in distance learning crazy, those students go to school regular hours, 5 days a week, and it's a traditional program. The PACT Academy, and that's the one that I run, is at K-8. We do not have a TK, so we start at kindergarten and we run all the way up through middle school. And we're a homeschool independent study-based program. So we're the crazy people who do this distance learning all the time. And we actually do have hybrid options for some of our programs too, where you spend some time on campus and some time at home. We've become very cutting edge lately. Just so you kind of know what your options are within the NCS family, if you do start with us in Star Academy and PACT as an elementary school student, then there are 3 middle school options. One is to stay at PACT Academy for homeschooling or hybrid. And then we have 2 site-based middle schools, the Leading Edge Academy, which is for 6th through 8th graders, and the Performing and Fine Arts Academy, which starts at 6th grade, and they run a middle school and a high school program. And then we do have one other high school option. When you get to 9th grade, you can attend the Virtual Learning Academy, which is our independent study hybrid learning version of high school. So lots of options inside of Natomas Charter School. We have a nice big family of learners. And we really hope that this will get you excited and get you in the door and part of this big family. All right, so I'll hand it back to Amy to talk a little bit more about STAR.
So for Star Academy, just kind of highlighting the things that make us special. One big area is building a culture of kindness. And if you were to ask our students or a lot of our parents in that, the one thing that always comes out is kindness. And we have a Kind Kids Club that our social emotional counselor runs. And currently what she is doing is she will go to every single class every week. And they do little lessons and activities around building kindness and being good citizens within the world. They learn about emotions and how to express their emotions, how to build friendships that are long lasting and healthy, how to treat their bodies healthy. So that's a really great program, and you see it throughout our community. When you come on campus. The next thing, we really strive to create creative thinkers, innovative problem solvers, and giving them opportunities to do STEM projects and different things. We have Project Lead the Way that also encourages the engineering, science area, social studies, kind of bringing everything together, but that hands-on part. We do community partnerships. So for example, Jibe, we partnered with them every year over the last few years for our walking school bus. This year, we did a contest for banners that are around our school, which are a lot of fun. And that was through an art project that they sponsored, and then many other activities that they have over the year. We also partnered with the Dairy Council last year, and we had a calf come to the school and a full-size cow, and that was a lot of fun for the students to learn about. We do lots of field trips every grade level from TK on through 5th grade. We do field trips when we're not in COVID. Our 4th and 5th grade students do overnight field trips. So that's always a lot of fun. We have very active parent involvement, from helping in the classroom, helping for events. We also have our parent group, the NOVA's group, and that's Network of Volunteers for Star Academy. We have before and after school care. It's called SCAPE. So during a regular school year, this year, once again with COVID, stuff is a little bit different, but during a normal school year, SCAPE is open from 7 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. And that helps parents for on-site childcare when their child's not in school, depending on your work schedule. And then we also have after-school enrichment opportunities. So there is a wide array of different activities your student can sign up for. During the right after school, usually it's either from about 3:15 to 4:15 or 4:15 to 5:15 kind of time range. And it's anywhere from dance to drama to computers, all different kinds of stuff. There's STEAM project-based learning activities. We have had Minecraft groups, just kind of everything. And the groups really go depending on what students are interested in at that time is what our enrichment teachers tend to build their ideas from. And then once again, we also have technology. Currently, we're at 1-to-1 for our technology for iPads and Chromebooks, but we really strive to purposefully integrate technology on a yearly basis for our students. So it's not just using a computer and iPad to use it or play, it's actually using it for a purpose of learning, whether it's research or math activity, extension activities. We really try to have it be used in a purposeful way. And then the other main thing that I wanted to highlight tonight is that at Star Academy, we do and focus on enriching learning for all of our students, TK through 5th grade. So all of our students attend specials, is what we label them, classes weekly. So every week they have Spanish, they have art. There's one missing off of here. There we go. We have Kind Kids Club and then library. And even during this time of COVID where we are online, they are still receiving all of these specials on a weekly basis, and they really enjoy it. So these just were a couple pictures from that. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Alicia to give a little bit more detail on PACT.
Excellent, thank you. So at PACT, we are an independent study program. And so some of the benefits to homeschooling or independent study, in California, all homeschooling is called independent study when you do it through a charter school. So you'll hear that term, but they're kind of interchangeable. But some of the benefits that we find that families choose PACT Academy for are for things like a flexible schedule, for personalized education that's centered around a student need. So, for example, we have students who are very involved in competitive sports or dance or acting who need a flexible schedule, and that works well for them. Or also just if the family is traveling or any wide variety of reasons. One of the benefits of homeschooling also that we hear about a lot is that because you as the parent are one of the primary educators, that you're getting all of your work done during the day, which opens you up. The homework done during the school day. And so your evenings and weekends are free and open to be together in a family. So those are some of the big reasons that people give for choosing PACT Academy. And then some of the things that we offer. The core of our homeschooling program is that individualized and differentiated instruction. We like to what I call micro-personalize every child's education. When you enroll at PACT Academy, you are assigned a credentialed teacher who's your educational advisor. And their job is basically to be your coach and your cheerleader and your support system. That teacher helps you select the best curriculum for your child, complete assessments to have a really good understanding of what your child's strengths and areas of growth might be, and then to develop a learning plan for at home. One of the really, really nice things about PACT Academy, as opposed to other homeschooling programs, is that we also do have a site-based component. So we have a beautiful new facility that we've opened in the middle of this pandemic. So it's still all shiny and new. We can't wait for kids to be inside, but we use that as a community resource center. And so what happens there is that it's a place where homeschooling families can come together, get to know each other, build community. And then we have a bunch of resources there. So we have a full library for students to check out books and curriculum. We have a board game library also, which is very popular. Our advising teachers all have offices there where they meet with families to develop those learning plans, to work with students, tutoring. And then also we offer a full range of enrichment workshops. And so these are optional workshops that families sign up for. Just to kind of give you an idea, last semester we ran 94 distinct workshops across the semester. And so you don't have 94 options for every kid because some of them are for little people and some for big people. But on any given day, there are multiple choices for kids. And those workshops are in we have an art teacher who's in 3 days a week. We contract with a dance studio to teach dance workshops 3 days a week. We have fitness teachers. We have a full-time music teacher on site who does band and choir and drama classes. And then we also do workshops on writing, math games, science activities. So there is always something going on. What am I missing? Technology. We have a full computer lab and teach technology workshops. So that it's a busy place in a non-COVID year. It's bustling. There's lots of people coming in and out. And we like to kind of think of it as community college for little people, where you build your schedule as a family and you say, like, I'm going to come to art on Mondays for this hour and science on Wednesdays at this time, so that you can build something that fits your family's life and style. We also have full special education services on site at our program. And so those resource teachers are there to help you and to support your students' goals and learning on our campus there too. And then the other really fun thing that we have is that we build a big community. So we do a lot of group field trips and family events. Science night, we have literacy night, we have game nights, we do middle school movie afternoons where they all come in and spend time together. And so really the picture that I want to make sure that I present is that idea of supporting that core curriculum with the family, and then also presenting that social and interactive atmosphere to be a community of leaders so that you don't have to do homeschooling alone. All right, what's next? Applications. Okay, so we're just going to talk really briefly about how to apply. All Natomas Charter School applications are open right now. The application is completed online, and you can reach that from any of the Natomas Charter School websites. So natomascharter.org, and then there's a button that says admissions. You just click on that and it'll take you there. Or if you land at each individual site's webpage, you can get to it from there. So application season closes on February 19th at 4 p.m. You want to make sure you have your application in, and you need to have completed what we call an intake meeting by the following week, February 26th. And basically what that is just checking in with our registrars to make sure that all of the appropriate paperwork is filed, answer any questions you have, and just kind of make sure that we've connected and really closed the loop and that everything's in order so that your application is complete. Once you've done that online application and you've submitted you completed your intake meeting, then you're all set to go. And then what happens is we always have more applicants than we do have spaces. And so there is a lottery, a public lottery held. This year it will be on March 3rd. And so the lottery is done. There's a whole description of the process on the website if you're interested. And students are seated and offered a position. And then those families start accepting those positions in mid-March. I know that we have some contact information going on here. Mm-hmm. So on this slide, and again, this is recorded, so if you lose this, you can go back to the Natomas Charter School YouTube page and watch this, pull this up. But these are the registrar front office contacts if you have any questions or you would like some help with an application. So at Star Academy, you're going to contact Cindy, and her email is up there, and the school phone number. And at Pact Academy, you're going to contact Michelle, and her information is up there too. All righty.
So we're going to stop sharing, and now we'll go into questions. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. At this point, I do not see anything in the chat.
There is a question in the chat, and it's for me. So I'm going to, it went directly to me. So I'm going to go ahead and address this because this is a common question. Can you be anywhere in California to enroll in PACT? No. In order to attend an independent study program in California, you must live in Sacramento County or a contiguous county, which is a very fancy way of saying that the county has to touch Sacramento. So if you're not sure, you can give us a call. We have a fancy map that we look at, or you can Google California counties and just see if your county touches. Yeah, those are the rules for independent study enrollment.
And then there's a new question. Will lottery be virtual this year? Yes, as of this point, it will be virtual. And we'll get the link posted and everything once we confirm that.
Okay, I'm gonna read this one. This says, I registered for PACT, but then dropped out during the intake meeting. Do I have to resubmit the application if I want to get back on the list? If it was in the last few weeks since we opened applications, just get back in touch with Michelle. Or give our front desk a call and just let them know you've changed your mind. You don't need to, I don't think you need to resubmit it, but she'll know that more than I do. She's the queen of paperwork. And And the next question here, it says, how many applicants are taken versus how many accepted? Amy, do you want to talk about spots at STAR, and then I'll kind of.
Yeah, so at Star Academy for this coming school year, so the 21-22 school year, currently we will have 24 TK spots and we will have 72 kinder spots. At this time, we do not, right now, we do not have any spots in any of the other grade levels. Usually there's always one or two that come up, but the majority are always in kinder and TK. With that, usually we sit anywhere between 300 to 700-ish applications that have applied into the lottery across TK through 5th grade for Star Academy.
At PACT Academy, it's a little different. We don't run strict grade level spots. So because we're homeschooling, we have some flexibility. We have a total cap for next year of 250 students. We know for sure that we're going to have 45 to 50 spots because we have promoting 8th graders and we're expanding our capacity just a little bit. If we have more spots than that, it's because people move on or either move to back to site-based programs. So there is the possibility of that. So what's good about that is that grade level is less important. You can get in pretty much at any grade level. What's challenging is sometimes we don't know until people start moving. We do anticipate being able to accept many of the people who apply, but we do have more applicants right now than we have spots. So we are in a lottery situation. So it's good to apply early. I can hit this next one. It says, is the previous wait list erased every year or do you roll over? There is no rollover from a wait list. So if you're currently on a wait list for STAR or PACT Academy, you do need to reapply for the new school year. And in order to be considered, it will not roll over. Make sure you do that.
Every year a new wait list is created if there are not enough spots for them, just to confirm.
The next one says, what time is the lottery on March 3rd? Do you know that, Amy?
No, I'm not positive. I don't want to give a time and then I give the wrong time.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to look on our calendar and see if there's a time, but if not, we're not sure. It's in the evening.
Yeah, it's late afternoon,
helpful, but...
or the evening. For the question about, can you explain the age cutoff for TK and Kinder? Natomas Charter does follow the state age requirement. So for kindergarten, the birthday cutoff is they have to be 5 on or before September 1st of 2021. If they're a TK student, they need to be 5 on or before December 2nd of 2021.
Okay, I looked it up and my web calendar says that the lottery is at 5 o'clock on March 3rd. So hopefully that's accurate, somewhere right around there. We have a question about statistics for acceptance from last year. That's not applicable to me, and I don't know if you know, Amy.
No, I do not know that offhand. I just know how many spots. Every year we have about the same amount of spots, and it's out of 600 students. So if somebody wants to do that math.
Okay, so Amy, there's a question that says, will Star Academy be considering distance learning in the fall?
So for distance learning, as it stands right now by the state and federal requirements for distance learning, it's looking like there will be no distance learning. What we were told is that if parents are wanting that option, that you need to contact your state legislator to put something in place, because as of this point, there is nothing around that. And since Star Academy is that traditional on-site academy, we really have to follow what the state legislator says. So it's kind of to be determined, but as of this point, there is no language around having it continue into next year. But that could change easily.
For sure. Another question here, how many spots are available for kindergarten at PACT Academy? We don't do grade level specific spots, so we know that we have approximately 50 spaces for next year for any grade level. So that means potentially we have 50 spots for kindergartners if we filled all with kindergartners. So hopefully they'll help. And I see Kathy's asking that. Kathy, if you want to send me an email or give our school a call, we can give you lots more information on that. And then the next question says, if my child is not selected in the lottery, what happens? Oh, I can tell you that too. So we actually, everybody who applies is placed in the lottery. If you are not placed in a spot, then you are placed on a wait list. So basically, they keep drawing names, and that's not done physically anymore. It's done electronically, but they make a list of the names, and everyone is seated. So you are placed on a wait list in a certain order, and that spot, if spots open up, then we pull from the wait list in that order from the lottery. Anyone who completes an application after the deadline, so after the February 19th, automatically goes to the bottom of that wait list in the order that those are received. So that's why it's really, really important to apply now. And then the next question that just popped up says, will PACT be in a lottery? Yes, this for next year. And the answer is yes. This is actually the first time this has happened since I've been at Natomas Charter School, which is a pretty long time, is that in PACT, we already have more applicants than we have spots. So unless a bunch of people change their mind, we will be holding a lottery. And is there preference given to siblings of those already enrolled?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have a child that's in Natomas Charter School already, you do get a preference, but you would need to ask the front office registrars what that preference is.
It's all posted on our website, and I'm going to actually, it just occurred to me that I think I can just type our website into your chat here. Let me try it. Nope.
Oh, usually.
I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to drop, I'll try to drop in here the website, but it's basically www.natomascharter.org. And if you go to the admissions tab at the top, there is a whole thing on lottery preferences. There's a very, thank you. I don't know why I can't type. There's a very complicated hierarchy of what falls before what. I know why I can't type. I'm typing on my laptop and I'm viewing on my screen. Awesome. Okay,
Are there any other questions that anybody has?
Making sure we didn't miss any. I'm going back.
Okay.
I think we got them all.
Looks like everyone.
Oh, there's a question here. Sorry, I missed the second part of one of these that says, at PACT, can you engage with your assigned teacher completely remotely? I will talk a little bit about that. Amy talked a little bit about that right now. We as administrators are being told to plan as business as usual for our schools next year. PACT Academy, because we are a homeschool based program, we have a little bit more flexibility. You may not be able to do 100% remote, but there are some remote options that will likely stay on the table for next year. We are planning for some degree of virtual option. There are some requirements for you to come in and sign some paperwork a couple of times a year where you would need to be in person. So you wouldn't want to live super far away, or at least be willing to drive from that touching county location into our campus a few times. But again, if you have specific questions, you can send me an email or give our front desk a call, and I would be happy to talk to you.
And then I just saw one more question come in about ELA and math curriculum used at Star Academy. So we do have a curriculum now that we do use. We are not as rigid with it in the sense of everybody on the same page at the same time, but our curriculum is called Ready Classroom Math. And then Ready Reading is the reading program. And they are by Curriculum and Associates. And then we also have iReady, which is the online portion that matches that. And it's also our diagnostic assessment piece that will do interventions with students. It's all tied in kind of together. And then on top of that, our teachers do create curriculum too, and we are a GLAD certified school, our teachers, and so our teachers use GLAD practices to create our science and social studies lessons in addition to enriching our math and reading and writing. Any other questions anybody has? About 20 more seconds. I'm not seeing it showing anybody typing. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Once again, if you have questions, feel free to call any of the front desks at any of our academies, or you can go on to our websites that have a whole lot of information. And you are also welcome to preview this video again. It is on our YouTube page for Natomas Charter